Monroe Clark Trojans, I want you to give yourself a hand. I said that because I can tell that you guys are thinking people. So I want to make sure I let you know that I appreciate that you guys are thinking people. First of all, can everybody see me real well? Can you see me in the back? Yeah. Come on over here. Can you see me? Okay. Can you believe, if you look at me, can you believe that I used to hate myself? Well, it was right about the time I was 11 or 12 years old when it started. Because I used to want to hang out with the cool dudes. I wanted to be in the in crowd. And they'd be like, "No, Genero, you can't hang out with us, dark boy. You can't hang out with us, square dude. And we don't hang out with brainiacs anyway. You think you all smart, you be in the classroom raising your hand all the time trying to answer all the questions, making us look stupid. You can't hang out with us." And you know what? That hurt me. That hurt me more than a gunshot wound and a bullet wound. That hurt me. And I had a lot of pain around that. But not only that, at the same time, I wanted a girlfriend. I wanted a girlfriend. I remember it just like if it was yesterday. I wanted to be with Tracy. Let me tell you what Tracy looked like. And my man right here seems like he want to know. And Tracy was bad. Tracy was a mixture between Rihanna, Megan Fox, and the lunchroom lady. I mean, Tracy was bad. I wanted to get with her. But it seemed like Tracy only wanted to be with the guys that was in the in crowd. The guys that had all the nice clothes, the guys that had all the gadgets and all that. And I didn't have none of that stuff. So, like, I was really hurt. I couldn't get with her. I'm going to share a secret with you guys, but you must promise to keep it to yourself. I'm really sharing with you guys. Whenever I have a difficult situation or I'm feeling some pain or something, I talk to myself. Talk to yourself too? Okay, we're doing it. You too? Okay. So I said, self, I'm in pain. I'm in a lot of pain, self. I can't hang out with the cool dudes. I can't get with Tracy. Self, you gotta give me some advice. I need to get rid of this pain. And you won't believe what self said to me. "Well, Genero, you kind of ugly. You ain't got none of that stuff. It ain't nothing I can do for you. Oh, I got one thing. Get some money, fool." And it was that day I made a decision. I made it my philosophy for my life. And in order to remember it, I gave myself 2 acronyms. My first acronym was CREAM. C-R-E-A-M. Cash rules everything around me. Cream, get the money. Dollar bill, y'all. But I also needed another acronym because my name started with a G. So my other acronym was G-M-A-A-C. Get money at all costs. That was my philosophy. So I started selling drugs. From selling drugs, I started to get into a game because with drugs comes violence. So I needed to get with a game in order to get some protection so I could keep the stuff that I was having. Because I started to bling a little bit. I started to have nice clothes. I started to get girls. Yeah. But you know what? What do you think happened with me and Tracy after that? Nothing happened between me and Tracy. If you ask me later on, I'll tell you why we didn't get together. I'll tell you a little bit later on why we didn't get together. But, so things started to go pretty good, and another significant thing happened in my life. I started creeping in. I creep in the house. I'm trying to tiptoe in about 4 or 5 in the morning. And when I get there he is, looking like an army drill sergeant. It was my father. He was like, Genero, I don't know what you think you're doing, come creeping in the house at all times of the night, hanging out with your fools. I don't know what you're doing. God only knows what you're doing. But guess what? You 18 today. And you got to make some decisions. You got to decide, do you want to hang out with them fools and do whatever you're doing? Coming in all late at night? Or you going to hang out with this family that loves and cares for you? Your brother, your mother, and your sisters. And your mama, she still makes your bed up for you every day. But you got to decide today. What decision would you make? I said, Dad, I'm gone. I have all my stuff out of there before you get back from work. And that was one of the worst decisions I ever made. I chose my so-called homeboys in the streets over my loving family. And then a couple more years go by, so I'm out there just doing my thing, and me and my uncle, my favorite uncle, we ride, we pull up to the gas station, and cars pull up. I get shot in the arm, get grazed in the arm. But my uncle, my favorite uncle, he's bleeding, gasping for air, blood just draining out of his body. And I'm there trying to save him. And he just go out right there. But I'm still caught up with cream, get mad. I still don't stop selling drugs. I still don't stop gangbanging. And it wasn't until I got 10 years, 7 months, and 13 days in prison that stopped me from doing the gangbanging and selling drugs. But it was in the time in prison, I learned a lot about myself. So let me share some things that I learned while I was in prison. I learned that I had to get rid of the gangs, the drugs, and the dominance. It was easy for me to make that decision. You know why? Because when I got in prison, all my homeboys, they turned their backs on me.